the east has arrived. Me and Ashwatthama will go and look at it.
So, Martha,
Yes?
what do you make of the cry of the town? Meaning, your father was Maharaja Pandu. You can now take the side of the Pandavas, if you wish. Brothers, after all.
Surely. You speak in just Yuyutsu. They don't know me at all.
In fear, possibly, what if they did call you Agna and you claim the kingdom for yourself instead of Dharmaraja?
I'm the keeper of the tents of the camps. A Sutta like you, born to a dasi. Me? Claim a kingdom? You must be mad.
Born to Dasis are hated. 86 of us. Our Duryodhana never called us as brothers, never saw us as brothers. Attendants at the stables, keepers of chariots, minders of mahals. That's all we were. But that had never made me feel inferior. Born to a Dasi, yes, I was. Many beautiful Dasis are accompanied the bride as a supplement when she sent to husband's home to serve her, to indulge her. The Gandharas were poor. Only 10 were sent unto. So, I was born to this household, to Dhritarashtra, by a Dasi of Gandharis. Saki? This is how she addresses my mother, of course, till this day. I believe it was my mother who held Gandhari's hand and guided her when she tied a cloth across her eyes. My loyal Amma abides by Dhritarashtra as though he trod the 7 ritual steps with her and made her a Maharani. Your Appa, she says to me. And the man who goes by the title Appa calls me son. Rajakumara? He doesn't say. Not a prince. Oh no. This is the title reserved for the 14 sons born to Gandhari. And Rajakumari to daughter Dushyala. But we, sons born to Dasis, we were his children, just that. Dhritarashtra Putras, not Rajakumaras, not Kauravas. The names of the 14 born to my father's official wife come readily to me in the right sequence. Duryodhana, Dushyasana, Dussaha, Dushyana, Durdarsha, Dushpadarshana, Durmarshana, Dushkarna, Durmada, Durviga, Durvirochana, Dushparajaya, Duradara, and last, daughter Dushyana. We, sons born to Dasi, me, Janasanda, Sama, Saha, Linda, Anuvinda, there are only few names our father can recall of all the 86. Solely because we were born to Gandhari's favorite Dasi.
He was born to Maharaja Pandu by a dasi of Hastinavati before his marriage. It's true that I nurse a kind of deep affection for the Pandavas. Towards you too, Yuyutsu. I look up to you. That day, at the game of dice, when Duryodhana defeated Dharmaraja and banished him to the forest, in that packed assembly, how you stood up and spoke about dharma. In that packed hall, in front of Pitamaha Bhishma, Acharya Drona, Krupacharya, you, a Sutta, displayed the courage to counsel your father Dhritarashtra and Maharaja Duryodhana themselves on the idea of righteousness.
It was when the priest came as an emissary of Drupadas that Duryodhana first proclaimed, "There may be 5, but we are 100. I have 99 brothers, not just 13. He said it again when Krishna of the Yadavas came to negotiate the truth. We are 100, brother. Brother. Such relief on my father's face when he heard. Was it that? The love of brotherness at last blossomed in his eldest son. What kind of a life is this, Somarada? A woman assigned along with the Rani to augment the pleasures of the Maharaja. The children from a womb, not even free like ordinary tradesmen to choose an independent living, nor allowed the authority of a prince, is born a daughter, then destined to be a Dasi to the princess, a Sakyat of death, to accompany her to the husband's home, serve him at his will, and bear his children, and spawn more and more Sutas. Once war became certain, how sudden the change in Duryodhana's attitude, gone the tone of addressing the servants. We were now heard with the brimming love of brotherness. This man with no clue where lay a colony of homes with walls of bamboo strips comes calling with the threatening you to the homes of our chiefs, asking after the welfare of our wives and children, of us, the sons born to die. Our Suta wives and children are in raptures. Come and behold him, my wife too. Why that silent face when the Maharaja himself was here? Bhadra asked. What to say? How to make her see? But Suta, brethren, don't feel this way. Why this revolt rising in one alone? Soma, those who choose not to fight may go home, then downtown. They choose the enemy camp too. It is now 6 months since the talk started on the decision to go to war. I have no doubt about Duryodhana's competence. But the question was whether the Pandavas could put together all it takes to wage war. Now they too have gathered 7 great divisions. Several kings too who have come to fight on their side. I was against this war from the very start. I have said it to Duryodhana himself. But who listens to me? I think I should visit my Chikkappa Vidura. In one sense, it was he who brought me up from childhood. Where was the time for the blind father to spare, who gave birth to 15 by his wife and 86 by his dasis to play with the children? Also, having children born by his wife, would he deign to pick up the letter issued by the dasi and place them on his lap to cuddle? I believe Chikkappa Vidura had said, when I was just a 1 year old, this one is clever about me and took to me. How often would my mother say, had he not taken care of me and taught me, I too would have been like the rest of us. Soma, Chikkappa says, the progeny of Dasis within the communities, not just in Hastinavati, but in and around any and every palace. No kingdom could survive without the allegiance of the Suta community. I see it now, Soma. I must leave the camp and return to Hastinavati to see my Chikkappa Vidura.
So far, 18 to 20 hours by hours.
My brain works faster when I'm in the saddle. Although when one turns to think, I don't know if one can think and ride a horse at the same time.